What up and welcome to Rama Screen YouTube channel, and here's my review of Netflix series Alice in Borderland Season 3. Let's rock this. Wow, it has been 3 years since the previous Season 2. Took them long enough. You know, I'm a big fan of this show, but to this day, I still don't understand why Alice in Borderland did not become the global phenomenon that Squid Game was. Even though, despite coming from different countries, they both bear a lot of similarities concept-wise. Well, we kinda actually know the answer to that, to be honest. The way that Squid Game critiques capitalism and addresses the anxiety about income inequality is something that resonates with people worldwide. You know, people drowning in massive debt just to survive. That type of deal. So there's a generally accepted agreement with what the show is trying to convey. Whereas, if you recall, the themes in Alice in Borderland are a bit individualistic, depending on the personal struggles of each of the characters, if you happen to be able to relate to them or not. But that does not mean the other audiences would share the same sentiment. But you know what? I digress. I don't want to make this video about comparing Alice in Borderland to Squid Game. So moving on, shall we? Thanks to Netflix for granting me the advanced screeners, I've already watched the entire 6 episodes of Alice in Borderland Season 3. And what is my verdict? Alice in Borderland Season 3 is insane. The new games are extra brutal and so much more difficult to beat. Intense, suspenseful, unnerving. I also like the new characters, even though their backstories felt a bit too melodramatic. And it was really good seeing Arisu and Usagi back again. They are so adorable together. Now, does this new season have shortcomings? Absolutely. Which is why I'm not giving it a perfect score. This Season 3 has so many flaws, so stick around to find out what those are. Directed by Shinsuke Sato, in Alice in Borderland Season 3, after Usagi is abducted and left unconscious by a mysterious scholar obsessed with the afterlife, Arisu returns to the perilous Borderland to save her. Teaming up with new players, they must face the yet unseen Joker stage in a desperate bid to find a way back to their original world. Okay, since Netflix has allowed me to post my review ahead of the Season 3 premiere, they told me, please don't spill spoilers, Rama. Therefore, I will honor their request. This review is spoiler-free. I'll do my best to explain to you how I feel about this new season, but beware, I also might sound a bit cryptic about it. Before we get to the criticisms, just a few bit more positives. This whole Season 3 is modeled after Through the Looking Glass, where Alice comes back to Wonderland. So the survivors might be done with the games, but the games are not done with the survivors, you know what I mean? So I think that in and of itself is kind of cool. Now, just like the previous seasons, this new season also has some stunning visuals and incredible production value. We all know that the show went above and beyond to give you a CGI of a desolate version of Tokyo. Well, brace yourself because Season 3 pushes those envelopes to greater heights, literally. That's all I can say without revealing the specifics of the games. But once again, they are taking you to some historic landmarks in Tokyo, and I tell you this, like I said earlier, the difficulty level of these games is crazy, and there's a lot of math involved this time around, like super speed math, which sadly is not my strong suit. Solid emotional acting by all the actors across the board, including Kento Kaku, who plays the wheelchair-bound Ryuji. His character is so resentful and so obsessed with proving himself right, and it shows in Kento's performance. So, in addition to tackling psychological depth, Season 3 also explores personal demons that put stressful, immense pressure on the contestants' decision-making. Now, on to the negatives or the flaws. Now, I know a lot of people have their theories about the Joker. Is the Joker the Borderland itself? Is the Joker an actual human entity? So on and so forth. Well, I've seen Season 3, and the way that this new season presents the idea of the Joker is a bit underwhelming. So underwhelming. I mean, the trailers and the synopsis were selling us the Joker and building him up like he's gonna be some sort of a formidable foe. Well, he's a lot more philosophical than that. And I was hoping for a more fully developed sociopathic villain, but that's not what happens. So yeah, it's a bit underwhelming or disappointing. Pacing and predictability are also a big problem. especially on episode 3. I won't get into details, but episode 3 is the slowest of them all. Some of these episodes are too long and too drawn out, and you can kind of tell who's gonna die and who's gonna survive. It's so obvious once you figured out who among the supporting characters are considered insignificant. Don't get me wrong, the new games are still challenging and difficult as fuck, but the outcomes, or how the show determines who lives and dies, you can kinda see them coming a mile away. And there's a new blue-haired girl who dresses like an anime character. You've probably seen her in the trailers. Well, she annoys the hell out of me. It's the way that her character was written is what bugs me. She starts out all-knowing, but ends up hollow. It's as if the writers wanted to make her important, but then just drops the idea halfway through, leaving her hanging without any depth other than, ooh, I'm the anime girl. But that's also another flaw in season 3. There are certain layers that get brought up only to end up going nowhere, and if they do revisit them in the subsequent episodes, they come across as shoehorned and out of place. And that ending is so tepid and weak and uninspired. I mean, for a show that thrives on twists and turns and cliffhangers, it's like they didn't put a lot of efforts and thoughts into that ending. Having said all that, I still enjoyed Usagi and Arisu's chemistry in this new season. It's romantic, it's heartbreaking, you can't help but cheer for them, and the girl who plays Usagi, her athleticism is impressive. I hope she gets to star in many more Netflix Japanese shows besides this. So yeah, overall I give Alice in Borderland Season 3 the rating of 3.5 out of 5. You know what? Season 3 will make you see exactly why this show never got to be as big as Squid Game. But not everything has to be a global phenomenon. It's just nice to have this show back again for another multiple rounds of melodrama death matches.